up at a record-breaking pace. We've never had anything like that.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Cathie Wood reveals how institutions are all in on Bitcoin, discussing emerging trends, strategies, and market dynamics. Join us to watch her insights transform crypto understanding and spark new investment perspectives.
I think we have been one sector after another moving to the one that did not capitulate was the consumer. And it did not capitulate because of the high-end consumer. Well, guess what? In the last University of Michigan consumer sentiment survey, the high-income earners' confidence cracked. So I think we're going to see a completely different tune in the next few months.
Bitcoin has experienced a recent rebound after a series of drawdowns since late January, sparking discussions about whether it will reclaim $95,000 before the end of March. A favorable CPI print at 3.1% on March 12 has set the stage for potential liquidations, as over $300 million in short positions could be wiped out, triggering a possible 12% rally over the next 2 weeks. Trading activity shows Bitcoin bouncing above $80,000 after briefly dipping below its range on March 11, with liquidity clustering between $84,000 and $85,000. If Bitcoin breaches this resistance, it may not only flip this level into new support, but also fuel further bullish momentum. The current market setup, including an unfilled CME futures gap, hints at strong upward potential, even as opinions diverge. While some analysts foresee corrective moods in sideways trading, others suggest a breakout is on the horizon. With little downside liquidity below $77,000, a surge past $85,000 could pave the way for testing $90,000 and eventually pushing Bitcoin toward the coveted $95,000 mark. Market participants watch order book trends from exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, as contrasting buying and selling signals could accelerate the rally. These dynamics add excitement and uncertainty to Bitcoin's outlook.
Personally, in order to avoid the Reagan double-dip recession, I would make tax cuts retroactive now, and so would Art Laffer. It doesn't matter what I think. You know?
Explain retroactive tax cuts. Everyone in here just sat up. They got excited.
So I don't know how he is such a deal maker. It's going to be amazing to see if he pulls this off. But I think if he only has 2 years before he effectively becomes a lame duck, and he knows that, which is another reason I'm posting this, because let's get this thing going as quickly as possible. If we said, we're taking your tax rates down, choose a percentage, 3 percentage points, retroactive, if they did this very soon, to, February 1st, or March 1st, let's say, and they finish the negotiation, that would take the uncertainty away. That would take that very important uncertainty away. And honestly, I think we will have a booming economy with much lower than expected inflation, because the productivity gains, after we've been through this rolling recession, and now here's the last leg of it, where we're housing, autos, capital spending, small businesses creamed, lower income creamed, finally high income cracking. We're ready for a massive productivity increase, which, I learned again in the early 80s so much. Productivity increases and a rising dollar are two of the biggest antidotes to inflation. And I think we're going to be shocked at how low inflation goes.
The last thing I want to talk about is the strategic Bitcoin reserve. There are people in this room that are salivating over the idea that they got to front run the United States of America and every other country to buy Bitcoin. And they think that when the United States, when not if, finally capitulates and buys Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin will look like a vertical line straight up. Forget the price impact for a second, but what do you think the odds of a strategic Bitcoin reserve are, let's say, this year?
This year, well, again, it's a high priority. I think this this issue became a one-issue voter issue, right? And the president is going to make good on his promise because this really helped bring in the young people. And so I do, and Senator Lummis has done, I heard she was here, but she's done an amazing job. She has an incredible staff. So I do think it will happen. Now, I know there are controversies out there. There are truly some, the confiscation of some Bitcoin that was truly illicit and criminal and all of that. There are questions about others. And then there's the other question is, wait a minute, are you really then going to get all the way up to 1 million Bitcoin? How do you do that? How do you fund it? Well, our gold is at cost on our balance sheet. Land is at cost. I learned from Senator Lummis that a third of the land in the United States and 50% in Wyoming is on our country's balance sheets at cost. Think about that. We could sell a little bit off, and we could definitely, and same with gold.
Do you think that countries will drop gold to buy Bitcoin, or do you think they both win together?
I'm sorry?
Do you think that countries will sell some of their gold to buy Bitcoin, or do you think that this is an additive thing?
I don't know the answer to that, but as they're scraping around looking for alternatives, it becomes a diversifier, I think, because even relative to gold, Bitcoin is a diversifier. The correlations are a little higher than to other assets, but still not quite there. There was something, the other thing I learned today was that there are 50 bills going through 22 states right now around Bitcoin reserves. So that's very interesting. Texas, Arizona, and Utah, I think, have seen progress within the last week, which is very exciting because Texas and California, each of those states is bigger than Canada. And of course, Canada is huge in terms of a gold resource base.
Bitcoin ETF inflows have sparked optimism among investors, but some analysts warn that the current rally could be short-lived before a price correction sets in. Recent data shows that Bitcoin ETF recorded a net inflow of $13.33 million on March 12, adding to a cumulative total of $35.42 billion in inflows since inception. This positive movement comes amid predictions that if global liquidity trends continue, Bitcoin might challenge the $95,000 level in the coming weeks. At that price point, 1.2 million investors hold 726,000 BTC, highlighting the significance of this resistance level. However, not all signals are bullish. While Bitcoin spot ETF experienced inflows, Ethereum spot ETF have suffered net outflows of $10.40 million for 6 consecutive days. Additionally, mixed results among key funds have been observed, with ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF leading in flows with $82.60 million, in contrast to outflows seen by BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin ETF and Grayscale's GBTC ETF. The market is also reacting to broader economic concerns, as escalating global tariff tensions under President Trump have fueled fears of a U.S. recession. Recent market volatility, including a sharp downturn during a Black Monday event, reminds traders to remain cautious. Analysts urge investors to watch key resistance levels closely, as breaking through $95,000 might trigger further gains, while failure to do so could result in a significant price correction. As market sentiment remains fragile, traders are advised to monitor ETF flows and key resistance levels closely, ensuring that sudden shifts in investor behavior are promptly addressed. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Zella. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.